Welcome back to Space Haven. Now, there was a patch that basically fixed a very nasty bug with Recycler, but also broke the save games. So, I had to restart. But I didn't want to restart from the very beginning, so I've done some off-camera playing, and we are about at the same spot where we were in our previous playthrough, but this will be a new series. Anyhow. This is the version. There might be some minor patches, but this is the version that is intended to be used for the launch date. Also, I've built a proper ship this time. Now, one difference is that our crew has changed slightly. We have Catherine of Sky, Ms. Matrix, and Peps and Wally in the crew here. I've built the ship kind of differently. Let me just explain what I've been doing. Of course, this was the start area of the ship. And I've expanded to each side backwards, so that I can have generators and warp engines behind here. Moved that thing from somewhere around here down there, and then I've isolated this into a separate room. There is room for another large storage facility here. I have the tool facility here, and the oxygen and gas scrubber here, and the two pod hangars are here, while our hull stabilizer is hidden here. We have 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. We have a large room for growing vegetables. We have a total of 12, well, I guess artificial meat isn't a vegetable, but we have 12 pods or beds available here. This is the bridge. Of course, we want the bridge. And this is the crafting room, where I might also add another hull stabilizer. And I'm also thinking that as I need to move this thing down here, I need another generator. The problem with that, though, is I need energy blocks. Energy blocks is the major thing that I'm looking for at the moment. And to make energy blocks, we need some rather substantial stuff. Let me see. Energy blocks are made in... what? Which one? I can't even find it here. You guys have all probably already seen it. Right, it's in the advanced assembler. Ouch. Well, energy cells should be fine. We can make those in the... yeah. Which one do we make those in? The energy cells look like 2 knobs in a cell fuser. These things, of course, also output hazardous gas, which is why they should be kept in there. Those require energy rods and electronics components. And electronics components require noble metals and base metals. Ouch. Setting this stuff up is going to be quite the challenge. I haven't been as lucky as I were in the last game when it comes to finding wreckages and salvageable... salvage... Is it called salvageable ship? It sounds weird. Ships that can be salvaged. Let's just leave it at that. So we are also building a wall towards the bridge. Or he's repairing it, I'm not sure. But Let's prepare for a hyper jump. We are in the second solar system. I jumped without the sleeping pods, and I was lucky enough that nobody got sick, because that usually causes nausea, the game warned me about. Let's prepare for a hyper jump. Set apparently Ms. Matrix is going to be our navigator on this trip. She has 2 piloting, while Catherine has 3. So of course we have Captain Catherine of Sky, and we have I'm guessing Ms. Matrix is the XO, and Peps would be the tactical officer, and Wally would be the head engineer. I should have done a Star Trek-like intro. This is the story of ISS Caledonia the Second. Baba, Final Frontier, Exploration, Humankind, and so forth, so forth. Let's go here. Okay, so we have a derelict there, and a derelict there, and a derelict there. I'm thinking we can go to that one first. I don't know if there are any pirates in this area, but that's what drove me out of the other area. The pirates were quite active, and they were coming back and forth all the time, so deploy here. As you can see, we're also running low on hyperfuel. Ms. Matrix, you have the most energy, so you will be drafted, and you need to go into, actually, Catherine. Forced work, that's not good. Let's get that off. Catherine, you can draft 2. Enter the craft. Ms. Matrix, enter the craft. They are both in, so let's dock at this ship. I also found wrecks that didn't have an airlock, where you have to dock just outside here, and we don't have O2. The airlock, for some reason, gives O2. Okay. But this is our away team. So we all know the captain shouldn't be leading the away team, and definitely not together with the XO, but that's how it is. That was a handy place to kill the buggers. I also ran into a tiny bug, so I don't know if they're going to fix that before launch. Just be aware of the fact that it is not a good idea to deconstruct a spaceport as a mining module is about to dock on it, because then the mining module disappears and you have to, or the mining pod, and you have to reload the game. But it does get fixed by reloading the game. But whatever you do, do not build another pod bay or pod hangar, because if you do, that hangar is basically borked if you relocate the non-existing or the pod that is in limbo to that. Okay, now what's on this ship? The MFS Mousetrap. Not much of interest, I'm afraid. What can be salvaged from it? Infra scrap, tech, energy, and hull scrap. I've also kept the sleep schedule similar on all of them now to try to combat loneliness. The thing with those energy blocks is that we need them for the hypersleep chambers as well, which is not ideal. Wally did something he loved. I'm sure that was being asleep. As for what these people do, Catherine is an excellent pilot. She's very good at industry, she's good at operating shieldings, and she's also very good at operating weapons. Now, weapons, that's the... as far as I've been able to tell, that's the handheld weapons, like shotguns and stuff like that, while gunner is required for the weapons console, because it says operator skills gunner. Ms. Matrix, she's very good at construction, medical, and also weapons operation. Peps is excellent at medical, gunner, and operations, while Wally is our resident minor botanist, even though he isn't 3, construction and industry. Pep's secondary skills is skill is piloting. Other than that, he's kinda useless. Ms. Matrix, her secondary skills are navigation and piloting, while Catherine has navigation as her secondary skill. So botany, only Wally can do botany at a proper level, and he's also the only one. No, Catherine can also do industry, but he's the only one who can do mining. He's the single one person in the crew that can do mining. As for the interactions, Catherine likes Peps, doesn't like Miss Matrix and Wally that much. Miss Matrix likes Peps, not that fond of Catherine, but loves Wally. Peps kinda gets along with everyone, while Wally really likes Miss Matrix and Peps, but is not that comfortable with Catherine. I'm guessing Catherine is kind of a harsh captain here. Why is Peps the only one roaming around on the ship over there picking up crates? Ah, because they're almost done. How is the salvage operation going on? Okay, now they're moving over. Can turn off hyperfuel refining because we have no more of the necessary Hyperium ore. And we're getting close to bedtime. Have to look at that because we don't have enough hull blocks. We do have a lot of hull scrap, infra scrap, a little bit of tech and energy scrap. So I guess we could set continues on hull scrap. Wally had to get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. everybody's waking up. They also reduced 1 hour of sleep, so they don't need to sleep as much as before. Catherine and Miz are transporting foodstuffs to the kitchen. Now they're working on the hull scrap. Good. Peps, of course, is over here doing stuff. As far as I've been able to tell, and I forgot my train of thought. Something to do with the systems and the derelicts. What is that icon? Probably that they're working. No, it's that they're in a spacesuit, of course. That seems very inefficient, Catherine. Eating in a spacesuit. I can salvage all of it now, I think. I find it slightly weird that disassembling things just because they've been in space doesn't get the same thing. I mean, space doesn't damage metal, does it? I guess micrometeorites and stuff like that would damage it, but... Now, what's needed for another power generator? 6 tech blocks, so we need more tech blocks. Problem is these things, each of them require 1 of those energy blocks. So it doesn't really matter if we tech scrap does become infra blocks and electronics components, though. Wally's gardening. Miz is going over to the derelict vessel. What was the point of that? 1 trip. and then change to the other one? Okay. That doesn't even make sense. Guess it's because he's the only botanist with a high enough level. How are we doing now? Oh, we're done. Rubble. I don't think we need that. Prepare a hyper jump then. Catherine herself is taking the captain's chair, and she's ready to jump. What's down here? Nothing. Well, let's go there. This system has some nice resources, but I wish I could mark off the system. This is asteroid field 119. We're done there, so let's go to planet 111. Dump off here. Is this one of those without an airlock again? No, there's an airlock there. Catherine, consider yourself drafted and go enter the vessel. Miss, you too consider yourself drafted and go to the vessel. Both in, so let's dock here. And exit. Here's a data pad or some credits. I should read the data pads that I found. Okay, well, I didn't mean to do that. Catherine got bit. This is a large vessel. As you can see, having two of them is rather efficient. The bedroom down there. They don't need oxygen just yet, but I think I should keep that in mind because they are going to need oxygen soon. What is this? Person was dead. That's a shame. Would have been nice to get a new crew member. Ah, Lasai. Generator room. This is a funky ship. There's another lootable item. Data log. All the biters dead. So it would seem, actually. The engine room. And the bridge should be in here. Yep, the ACS Fool's Errand. Let's undraft them and undraft the ship. And then, are there any? No, there is not. The remains of a dead android. I don't think we need that. Nor do we need the monster corpse. Hypersleep chamber logs. Janet McMaster. Janet was completely oblivious to the events that were plaguing the ship as she was being rushed into a hypersleep chamber. As she slipped into her eternal sleep, she thought of her husband waiting for her to continue their lives. The Apocalypse, I believe we've read that. Tranquility. This seems new. Log 1, Where the Wind Takes Us. Personal log, first entry. Captain Michael Raymond of the good ship Tranquility speaking. Wonder if I should feel guilty about how glad I was to see the back of Earth? Ain't probably never gonna see it again, and good riddance. Whole place was troubling, and that's putting it mildly. No, I think we've read that. This was the one that I borked the accent on. Call me crazy. Okay, log 1, second start at the right. So, this is HSS Call Me Crazy. Ship's log, first entry, Captain Floyd Pierce. I thought I should probably start keeping one now that we've got an actual ship that can fly. We got the hyperdrive installed today, which means we're all set to leave. Eden, here we come. Brown thinks I'm being too optimistic. I just like to think, things are so dark right now. Us little lights have to shine that much brighter. Yeah, you too, mate. Laughs. He just gave me the finger. Anyway, it was bad down there. Really bloody bad. Yeah, I've read this too before. Entry 2. Straight on until morning. Chang thinks I'm crazy. He said, Floyd, you're asking us to look for one small straw-coloured needle in a whole field of haystacks. I told him it was something to focus on at least. You've got to have a mission, right? You don't just drift through life. You set your sights on something and work at it. At least Chef and Brown were on my side. Blondie? Well, his exact words were, we already fucked up one planet, what gives us the right to ruin a second one? I told him, I think we've learned from our mistakes. He didn't seem convinced, but in the end he accepted he was outvoted and went to go read in his bunk. Maybe Eden is a big wild goose chase, but it gives us a purpose at least. Chang and Brown nodded when I said that. Chef grumbled something about slowing down and picking over everything we can find at each stop before we move on. But personally I like the pace we're setting. Keeps us ahead of all the other ships following behind us from Earth. The odd hyperspace message that reaches us says a lot of ship crews went rogue. You hear talk of them turning corrupt or violent or even crazy. Heading out this way in a direction not many are going and just grabbing what we need before we move on, it keeps us safe. If we build enough of a lead, maybe it'll be safe to stop and build a deep sky survey satellite. We can't just rely on stumbling across Eden. Chang's right there. I have to look for it. Just a few more jumps first. End log entry. As for salvage on this thing, let's start with these three. Actually, let's add in the soft scrap as well. Monster Bite is gone on Catherine, good. We're waiting with them. That's nice, all of them are going over except for Wooly. Apparently Catherine pooped her pants. Okay. Should have gone to the bathroom before going over here then. I'm also slightly amused that they are not, if they do that, that they don't go back to the ship to at least clean up. But no. I'll give some kudos for the work morale here. I mean, walking around in a spacesuit in that condition doesn't sound very pleasant. Now she's going back. Cannot sleep. Peps, why? Go find your bed. Good boy, Peps. Someone needs to deal with a bunch of crates standing around there. Again, Wally had to get up in the night to go to the bathroom. Apparently it was causing him some minor discomfort. Incoming ship, that's a military alliance ship. Might have something worth trading for. Now they're emptying the airlock, that's good. Also, I did most of the ship upgrades before I even left the starting system where we started out. Although the back part of this has been added since. The Mass Aquila. Do you have anything worth trading for? Plastic. You have food. You also have infra blocks. But what you do have that is interesting is base metals. We have enough money to pay for it outright, but I think I'll pay for it in some fruit. Let's also get some infra blocks, I think. We can pay for that in vegetables. That looks good. Everybody's over here salvaging, though. Then again, that is a very important part of what we're doing here, so if the ship leaves, the trades will just become invalid. At some point this airlock is going to get full. Catherine is now heroically carrying stuff to the shuttle for our trade, and it seems Peps came over to help. Not sure why the shuttle docked, but sure. They go to trade. I think you guys can sleep in your spacesuits. Yeah, good. Another ship is coming in from the Android Collective. Which begs the question. We transfer Janelle. However, I think this is a good spot to end the episode. We're at the beginning of a new day, so that should make the next episode interesting. At least from the beginning. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all in the next one.